Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and this is our daily show. We're going to be on Underdog talking about the NBA slate on January 25th, Thursday. We are continuing with Rivals Week. We have two Rivals games. We have the Celtics versus the Heat, and we have the Kings versus the Warriors. Should be a good time. We've got Draymond Green back in action, and we know that they have a history with Sabonis and Draymond. So that's what we're looking for. You know, like, honestly, the Suns game last night versus the Mavericks, I promise I'll stop talking about it soon. But it was delightful to watch. And I mean, 3 technical fouls in the first quarter, the first 5 minutes, really, that's what we want from Rivals games. I'm not trying to, like, you know, incentivize technical fouls. I'm just saying we want these guys to deliver on what this Rivals Week is supposed to be all about. And so hopefully we'll get some more of that tonight. I love it when it gets a little chippy. We do have 7 games total, and we have 4 plays for you on the daily show for Underdog. But before we get into these plays, if you've never tried Underdog, use our promo code BACKDOOR, and they'll match your first deposit up to $100 and give you an instant pick'em special. Just put code BACKDOOR in when you are making your first deposit, and they'll hook you up with all those goodies. If you guys are new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. You'll want to have the notifications on just so you can jump on these plays pretty quickly. They do move, especially this time of day for the daily show. They move and get removed. We had to pivot already while we were filming the video on a couple plays. So if you want to jump on that value quickly, make sure notifications are on. You can, you know, see what we're getting into and quickly decide whether or not you want to take these plays as well. All right, so here are the plays we're going to be getting into. I'm going to be taking Jaylen Brown over 30.5 PRA and Mikal Bridges for over 31.5 PRA. What are you getting into, Jordy?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking Nick Claxton for over 11.5 points and Tyus Jones for over 9.5 rebounds and assists.
All right, well, before we get into these breakdowns, we want to tell you guys about CHALKBOARD. It's another platform. They're new. We've partnered up with them. We'd like to diversify the platforms we're using, and CHALKBOARD offers something that other platforms don't. They're all kind of unique in their own way, but what CHALKBOARD provides is you can create your own lines. Like, for example, this Jaylen Brown PRA, if I'm feeling super confident about that, I could bump that up to 32.5 PRA or 34.5 PRA. And every time I bump it up, they're giving me a higher payout if it hits. And just the same, I could lower that to like 28.5, 26.5, and they'll just give me a lower payout. So you control your multiplier, you control your lines. And there's only a few exceptions on the board where they're giving you such a good value that they don't let you move the lines. But honestly, well over 90% in my experience are all like adjustable lines, which is a lot of fun. They have minimum bets for $1, so you can place a bunch of different types of bets if you like to play the way I do. I like to have my you know, sort of heavy hitter type plays, and then I like to just, you know, I like to throw $5 at like 5 different slips. So you can do that on CHALKBOARD, just like on Underdog. If you want to check it out, there's a link in the description of the video. It is iOS only right now, since they're such a new platform. They're finishing up the Android version. It's on its way, and they said the desktop version is on its way as well. But just use code BACKDOOR if you check it out, and they'll match your first deposit up to $100. All right, so let's get into these plays. Getting us started, I'll get into my Jaylen Brown play. If we hop over here and take a look at this over-under, we got a 225.5 over-under with the Celtics favored by 6.5. This is one of the Rivals games. I hope it delivers. Hopefully we see Terry Rozier in his debut. I'm very excited for that addition for the Heat, and would love to see the Heat start to turn things up and go on a run like they did. I think it was last year. Was it last year or the year before where the Heat just like started going nuts, right?
I think it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago? Well, whenever that happened, I'd love to see that again, because that was out of nowhere and they looked really good. Anyways, let's get into this play. So we got Jaylen Brown here at just 30.5 PRA. He's gone over this a lot. 7 out of his last 10 games. And we don't really have to be concerned about his minutes. He's averaging 32.5 minutes per game, only like just barely over 2 fouls a game. So he should be able to stay, you know, in the game. Obviously, he's one of their franchise guys, putting up just over 5 3-pointers per game and shooting 40% from behind the arc. And he's getting it done on rebounds and assists as well. He was a little bit lower in this last game, just 7 RA. But the game right before that, he went for 11 rebounds, 10 assists, and he's got a pretty decent matchup here against the Heat. They are 12th in points allowed, 10th in rebounds allowed, and 21st in assists allowed to small forwards. So what I like about Jaylen is typically he's doing one or the other. He's just being a pure scorer, and like this last game, he goes for 34 points, and he's a little bit lower on rebounds and assists. And then when he's not doing that, he's facilitating. That game before that, he only went for 13 points, but he went for 21 rebounds and assists. So I'm liking everything I'm seeing about this play. And if we hop over to Daily Grind, they've got this favored to go over at 52.84% odds to hit the over. They have it at a -131, and we're looking at a -120 or higher across the board on all of the different odds makers. So feeling good about this play. That's going to be my first one of the day for the daily show. And then I'm going to be jumping over to Mikal Bridges for a similar PRA, just 1 point higher, 31.5. And we take a look at this over under. We've got a 218 over under with a -4, like a 4-point advantage going to the Timberwolves. And, the Nets have been heating up. The Nets have been looking better and better. They are playing at home, so the Timberwolves will be playing a road game. Timberwolves are looking good too. So I like this game to stay close most of the time. But if we hop over here to Outlier and take a look at what Mikel's been doing lately, which, by the way, Outlier is an awesome statistical analysis platform. It is honestly crucial to us when we're picking out our plays. It's the best in the business, in our opinion. If you want to try it, we've partnered up with Outlier, and so they're giving all of our viewers a 7-day free trial. And there's a link in the description of the video. Just go through that link and they'll let you try it free for 7 days. You can see how you like it. We love it. I'm sure you will too. But if you take a look at what Mikel has been doing over his last 5 games, I'm a big fan of Mikel. Obviously, the Suns had him for a long time. This dude has still never missed a game. He's just staying healthy. As far as I'm concerned, I still don't think he's missed a game his entire career. Anyways, so he gets his minutes. He can handle the workload. He's averaging 37.4 minutes a game. Big part of what they're doing in Brooklyn, and he shows up when it's a tougher matchup. Like, that's when he thrives. If you look at this, he went for 46 PRA against the Knicks. That's a tough matchup. If you look at 37 against the Clippers, tough matchup. He went under against the Lakers and against Portland, but then when we're back here against Miami, he went for 41. So I like him to get this done because I think it's going to be necessary, and he thrives in those high pressure situations. If we look at the matchup, it's relatively difficult, somewhat middle of the road for points and rebounds. They're 11th in points allowed, 13th in rebounds allowed, 4th in assists allowed. But this is a gritty team, so I like this to be a battle. I like Mikel to be necessary for them to get this win. He's going to have a good game. So we like to see that. If we hop over to Daily Grind, they have this as the top play for Mikel on Underdog right now. They have it at a 52.86% odds to hit the over, and they have it at a -131. And this is kind of mixed emotions over here for the different odds makers. DraftKings -130, but then BetMGM has it at a 50-50 shot. Then you have Caesars -145. So it's kind of all over the place here, but I like it to go over because I just like the narrative there with it being a tough matchup and him having to be on his A game for them to get this win. And they've got momentum right now. Both of these teams have momentum. So these are the two I'm rolling with. I'm feeling good about. How about you, Jordy?
Yeah, man. So to get into mine here, I've got this Nick Claxton points to start with. I feel pretty good about this one. It is a really tough matchup, but Claxton's been scoring a whole bunch of points lately, and I think they're going to really need him tonight in this game. And if you look at the head-to-head, he hasn't gone over this in the 2 games he's played against him. He got really close in one of the games, but this is it's a tough game, but they're slowly fading in this points allowed to center. They were ranked 1, and now they're kind of falling behind because people are scoring more on them. And I think Minnesota not having like a fall from grace moment, but they're just kind of lacking in some defense departments now. This is still really tough. 4th in points allowed, but they're giving up 16.8, so he's got enough room to get this done. If you look at daily grind, it's a 52.6% chance and a minus 130 across the board. I feel pretty good about him going over this, honestly. I know it's a really tough matchup, but if they're going to have a chance in this game, they're going to need Claxton scoring, and he's been doing a good job. He put up 22 against LA. He put up 22 against the Clippers. So, he only went for 8 in this New York game in the last game, but he had 17 rebounds and 2 blocks and 2 steals. So he was kind of just doing everything defensively for them. But he's a good scorer, and his little turnaround hook shot is kind of money right now. So this is just kind of like a gut play for me. If you don't like it, you don't have to take it. I know it's a really tough matchup, but I'm going to be taking that one for the over. And then this Tyus Jones one I feel really good about. Over his last 20 games, he's only done this 9 times, but it's more about the matchup for me. He's done it 3 out of his last 5, and he's been getting a ton of assists. He could do this in assists alone. In this one game, he had 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 15 assists, 4 rebounds, 6 and 2, 13 and 2, and 8 and 2. So he's gone over this 3 out of 5. But the matchup is money against Utah here. They're ranked 20th in rebounds to point guards, giving up 6.2, and 28th in assists, giving up 6.8. So really good matchup here. This is juiced to go over at a 53.6% chance, minus 136. Everyone else has it a little bit higher than that, so I feel good about Tyus getting this one done. I took just his rebounds last night in one slip, and that didn't hit, but that's Minnesota. They're pretty tough when it comes to rebounding to point guards. So that was just a bad play on my part, but that wasn't a video play. It was just one I took myself. But his rebounds, assists have been money, so I'm taking his rebounds, assists for this one. There's no head-to-head because they haven't matched up with Utah yet this year, or they might have, but he missed a couple games too, so maybe he just didn't play those games. But I feel good about Tyus in this game. He's getting a whole bunch of minutes. He's locked in that starting point guard role now. Over the last 5 games, he's gotten 31.9 minutes total. He's gotten 32 in Minnesota, 31 in Denver, 26 against San Antonio, 36 against New York. Like, time is not going to be a problem for him. It's just him getting this done, which I feel pretty good about. So those are the 2 I've got, man.
All right, so that's the 4 we have for the daily show, guys. Enjoy the rest of Rivals Week. If you want to check out the tools from Daily Grind, they're essential to our research as well. We use their DFS optimizer to find plays, and when we're done building a narrative, we use it to confirm plays, just like you see us do on this channel. We've partnered up with them. They're giving all of our viewers 25% off of any of their tools for your first month. If you want to check that out, just use code BACKDOOR at checkout, and they'll give you 25% off of any of the tools they offer. There's a link in the description of the video if you want to check that out. And if you want to check out our Discord, it works out to be like 50 to 60 cents a day. But it's a great value as far as the community as a resource. So good vibes in there, and we're always sharing plays, and we tend to catch a lot of stuff right before game time, and that's when everyone in there is just sharing, stuff that they're finding. So if you want to check that out, if Discord's your type of thing, there's a link in the description of the video. Just make sure you go to server subscriptions once you're in there, and subscribe, and then it'll unlock all the channels for you. But that's going to do it, guys. We hope you have a great night, and enjoy your Thursday, enjoy this slate, and we will catch you in the next video.
Good luck, guys.